Yo, how's it going guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today what we are going to be doing is looking at 10 things that EA Sports need to change in FIFA 20. These are 10 things that I have picked up on since playing the game from the first day it was launched, and they've just become more and more relevant as the game has gone on with the new patches. Nothing's really changed, so I want to highlight them today. It's just going to be like, hopefully, some constructive criticism. Maybe someone at EA can see this. It's not just meant, it's meant to hopefully help them identify problems with the game, and then hopefully we can see fixes to these issues in future patches, because I think that'll be really good. If they can change a few of these things, the game will be a lot more enjoyable. Before we get into it, thank you very much yesterday. 800 subscribers on the channel is just completely insane. I just want to keep pushing the channel, but thank you guys so much. I hope that I can bring more enjoyable content hopefully to you guys. But today, as I say, it's 10 things that I really think need fixing in FIFA 20. It's probably not going to be in like any particular order. It's just 10 things I wrote down. Played for champions every weekend, apart from one this year. I'm a decent player, get elite sometimes, gold one every week. And I've played FIFA for, ever since I've played for champions since the first weekend they came out. So I have a lot of experience in for champions, and I can recognise some issues when I see one. But let's just get into it. Up first is something that I probably don't think EA will change, because it's been present in FIFA's past to this one, but it's actually auto lunges. You can see here I'm controlling N'Golo Kante. He steps out to try and intercept the ball, but doesn't win the ball. This happens so often for me. It's almost as if I've pressed tackle whilst actually controlling Kante, when in fact I haven't pressed anything to try and get that ball back. I've stopped it here, and you can see, instead of intercepting the ball, instead of just jockeying, and if, the ball went past me, I was jockeying, I could turn around really quickly and chase down my opponent's attacker. Instead, we end up in this situation where the ball's gone past Kante, he's stuck in the mud, and we don't really have anything to do with Kante. We now have to pull our defenders out of place. He's easily got past my central midfielder, which shouldn't happen. This really shouldn't happen. I don't think AI lunges should be in the game like this, especially when they do cost you. Yes, they do benefit you, but it feels like more often than not, for me, the auto lunges really just do not do me any favours, and they're so frustrating when they do happen to you. I'm sure everyone has experienced this. I don't think it's anything to do with me. I've watched streamers complain about this. I've had it happen with my centre-backs, my midfielders, so it's really annoying. I think EA do need to look at these auto lunges, but that is number one on the list of things EA do need to change. In at number 2 is actually AI blocks. AI blocks are so frustrating because I feel like they reduce the skill gap between the top players and the players that just shouldn't be in certain games. You see there, Van Dijk just jumps out of nowhere to block that shot. Mbappe here to Socrates. He's got about 2 men jumping in front of the ball for him. How do I get that commitment from my players? I do not know. But this just isn't right. It shouldn't be in the game. AI blocks need to be removed. You can tell it happens because the opponent just isn't anywhere near controlling that player. They're controlling a different player. So look here, he's controlling Ndombele. Who's it hit? I think that hits like De Ligt in the face. He wasn't controlling De Ligt. I think it maybe even hits De Ligt in the arm. I'm not asking for handballs in this game, but all I do think is that they need to remove AI blocks. AI blocks ruin the game, make finishing really hard, make scoring goals really hard, especially when you have to work really hard to create an opportunity. So that is number 2. Third in the list of things that EA need to change is the dynamic difficulty adjustment. This ties in with the 45th minute and the 90th minute, giving players much easier chances to score during these minutes. I have no idea why EA do this, but it's so obvious. You can see in this clip, we just hit the post with Mbappe. He runs down the other end. What's he doing? He's just waiting patiently to have that last chance in the game. And this is what you see the top players do. They wait until the 45th minute, make sure they have the last chance. 90th minute, they have the last chance. We just missed with inform Mbappe. Yes, it was a tight angle, but near posts always seem to work on FIFA 20. Runs down Ousmane Dembele. Fair enough, poor defending from me. But if that's his first chance in the whole half, why is that happening to me? I have no idea why that should be happening. It just doesn't seem right to me. The 45th minute and the 90th minute, it becomes easier to score. You are lying if you think that it's not easier to score in the 90th minute. How many goals do you concede when you are in for champions? Yes, your opponent is putting a lot of pressure on, but they could have one chance throughout the whole game. Comes to the 90th minute and they could score from the most ridiculous angles. So I think EA need to adjust this. I think that it's pretty much known in the community now that dynamic difficulty adjustment exists. I really believe so. I believe that these are almost so obvious that they've done something to the 45th and the 90th minute, especially if you are losing as well. Wow, you have such a great chance of scoring. That is number 3, dynamic difficulty adjustment. I think EA do need to take a look at and hopefully fix as soon as possible. Up in 4th on the list comes down to rebounds. Rebounds, everyone knows how ridiculous rebounds are on FIFA 20. You see in this first clip here, the ball, I tackle it with PK, it just flies out to his attacker. Always happens. It always goes to the attacking player. It's just bizarre. Hits the post, always falls to your opponent's attackers. It's insane. Never seems to fall to your defenders, which I just don't understand at all. It seemed like at the start of FIFA 20 that they really did fix rebounds, but I think I was wrong. I think I was wrong to misjudge that they'd fixed rebounds. Look at this one here. I scored from this one and I was still like, what the hell? I don't know. Rebounds just need looking at, and that's just a huge thing that I believe the EA need to fix. Really, really important that they do take a look at this, because how many times have you had a shot, or have your keeper made a save? Who does it fall out to? They do, like, every time, always goes to the attacker. They always hit it on the volley too. I've seen that so many times, them hit it on the volley. Always falls out to your opponent's attackers. So I just think EA, please look at the rebounds. I've seen some crazy sort of saves from Peter Schmeichel lately, where his saves have gone like 30 yards away. Yes, that's probably an extreme, but the fact that you are not conceding rebounds really, really does make me think, oh, maybe Schmeichel is the guy that we need to bring in to my account. But I think overall, it doesn't matter what goalkeeper you have. If it hits the post, if it hits the crossbar, it's going to go straight to your opponent's attackers. So that's one thing that they really need to look at. And the thing which really annoys me in FIFA 20 also is the passing. So many of these clips here, like this one here from Semedo, why does that pass not just go to Griezmann? It's such a simple pass. I've got some bad passes in this clip and then some good passes. Look at that from Socrates. First time passing. But then look at this. Lovely 1-2 from Mbappe and Griezmann. I found some really, really nice passing goals from these clips. And look at that's a beautiful goal. That is really, really nice. That's what you want from FIFA. Quick plays. But then look at that. It's the same game. Why is there no consistency in the game? Please, EA, can we just have some consistency? It would make the game a real pleasure to play if you could do 1-2 quick passing. I think that's one thing that they really need to just take a look at. They got passing wrong this year, I do believe. It's too hard to make a forward pass. You can't make an attacking pass without losing the ball. So yeah, please EA, take a look at that. Try and fix that for one of the next up and coming patches. Another one, in my opinion, which is just so obvious that it needs fixing. It has to be the button, not only the button registration, but more in particular, this one is about skill moves. So skill moves, yes, you can't really chain more than 2 together. I can't even do 1 at a time. This one here, Ben Yedder's running through, and I tried to do a heel-to-heel with him. I'm literally saying on the video, this is from a stream, I'm trying to do a heel-to-heel with him. You can hear the controller clicking. I've played FIFA for like over 10 years. I know what sort of skill move it should be registering. I know which way to do the skill move. Yet I would say 50% of the time, heel-to-heels do not work inside in foot champions, in rivals, foot draft. It seems like there's just some sort of responsiveness that doesn't exist between my controller and the game, and I know it's really common. It's not just my controller, it needs looking into. So can we just have something done with skill moves so that when you try a Berber spin, it does it straight away rather than waiting a few seconds? Oh, then it does the Berber spin, or it doesn't happen at all. I think that's something that we really important for FIFA 20, and they are, yeah, very key to the overall gameplay. Up next, it comes down to one of the most important aspects of FIFA, and that is finishing. Finishing for me just doesn't seem to be consistent at all this year. I don't know what it is. They released patches saying they fixed finishing. Seems like it only makes it worse, which is bizarre. It shouldn't be happening. And there are just a few clips here which highlight how bad finishing is. Yes, this first one with Son, it's not the hardest chance in the world, but there's no consistency because on like the same game he could score that, whereas I don't know, I just feel like that chance there should be going in. This one here for my opponent, Balotelli, left foot inside the box, he fires it wide. I was so shocked at the time, I was so relieved, but it shouldn't be happening. He shouldn't be missing those chances. They need to fix finishing. Up next is player switching. Player switching, you can see here, you might think it's bad defending, but to be honest, I've got the player selected PK, I'm spamming LB, Where's the triangle gone? It disappeared from Langley. I'm not able to get over to Langley to actually cover the run from Cruyff. He ends up scoring, so I don't think that's right at all. I should be able to switch correctly to my first defender straight away. I was playing last night in the draft and it took me 6 attempts to try and change to the player which had the white arrow over his head. I thought that's what impacted actually the overall where the player switching went, but apparently not. Apparently you can just press LB, it'll go to any random player. I'm not sure about player switching, it just needs looking into. So that is 2 things that Ian need to look into. So for the last 2 things on this list, we have gone for things that aren't really gameplay related. As such, it's more to do with the menus and also the rewards. Up first we have the transfer market. And one thing that really frustrates me with the transfer market is actually going over, trying to complete an SBC, searching for a player, and then they've already disappeared by the time you either add to the transfer targets or you buy it now. Really frustrating. It's happened for a few years in FIFA now. I think EA are probably aware of the issue, but I just wanted to raise this today because I think it's really important. It's really frustrating, especially when you're trying to complete SBCs, maybe Flash SBCs, Icon SBCs, especially when there's a lot of hype around them. It makes it hard to complete the SBCs, so can we just have maybe some clarity on why this happens? I'm not sure exactly why it happens. Maybe it's to do with the servers. I don't know, but it's something that frustrates me on FIFA 20. And the last thing on this list comes down to the draft. I've played a lot of drafts now. I think I've won 30. I've won 30 drafts. Maybe a few more. I can't remember exactly how many. I think it might be 33 now. And I can say my best player from winning the draft that I've packed has been David De Gea. David De Gea sold for 50,000 coins, which yes is a nice pull, but the amount of 50k packs that I've got and got nothing from, I think they just need to sort of take a look at the draft rewards, maybe give you the 15,000 coins back. That'd be quite good if you were to make it and actually win the whole draft. I'm not sure whether they would do that, but we need some just different variety of packs. It always seems to be the same. If you win, you get 2 25k packs, 5k pack. Very rare that you get the coins from the draft. So I think that they just need to revamp the draft rewards, make it exciting for people to play. I think a lot more people would be on draft because it's a really fun game mode. The gameplay is actually much smoother than Rivals. And that is going to conclude today's 10 things that EA need to look at and start to fix to make FIFA 20 great again. I think that there are a lot of easy fixes that they can do. Hopefully someone at EA or someone that can actually have an impact on this game sees this video. If you enjoyed it, smash a like down below and subscribe for a lot more FIFA 20 content. Once again, thank you guys for 800 subscribers. That is just completely insane to me. I'll see you all later.